Oh, hi guys. Okay, so this is my full review of the KZ PR1 Planar Magnetic Headphone. And if you guys are interested to watch the unboxing and the first impression of this IM, please click above and you'll see that video. But for this video, is mainly what I feel and what I think about this KZ PR1. Now, it's asking for $80 and do I think it's worth that $80? I don't think so, okay? And let me explain why. There are a lot of planar brands, a lot of brands out there that come out with planar nowadays, and the package that they give, the box that they give, the accessories that they give, and the whatever lah, you know, it comes with that planar magnetic headphone with that price is a lot more as what compared to what KZ is providing lah. So for that matter, I find that it's not worth that money, okay? So $80, I think KZ, you need to step it up a bit, give us a bit more stuff, give us better quality cables, give us better quality tips, and even a case. Give us a case. You know, at least we can store the IEM somewhere, you know. So yeah, so that's the reason why I think it's not worth that $80. I mean, this is the actual retail price. I'm not talking about the discounted price, okay? The discounted price is the initial launch. After that, the price will go back to $80. Now, in terms of the sound, this sounds very good, right? It's just that the accessories that they give is not sufficient. Okay, so basically, right, I think that for this planar magnetic headphone, it is a very good performing IEM, okay? Now, let's talk about the sound. The technicalities of this is good, all right? It's got a good sound stage, a wide sound stage, got good depth, it's got good height as well, good sound separation, good imaging as well. So as what planars, you know, perform, they've got good clarity, good precision type of sound delivery. The distortion on this is also very little. In fact, I don't hear much distortion from this. So in terms of technicalities, these are you know, a good performer, right? I no doubt about that. It's just that it's a little bit expensive at this price, okay? In terms of tone and timbre, now what I hear is that for the tone and timbre, it's got a little bit of the planar sound, it's got a little bit of that metallic zing to the sound when I'm listening to it, okay? So it's a little bit unnatural, all right? A bit unnatural when I listen to my tracks, okay? So that's for the tone and timbre, but other than that, the bass, surprisingly, in fact sub bass, surprisingly sounds quite like a dynamic driver, okay? So bear in mind, this is a planar, and planar drivers usually they sound a little bit artificial, a little bit sterile, a bit dry. Those are the characteristics of planar drivers. But this one actually sounds quite warm, okay? It's got good sub bass, good strong sub bass, a clear sub bass as well, and it's got good texture, right? So it's colored, right? Surprisingly, it's colored. Usually planars are not colored, but it's got color to it. It's got warmth to it. It's got not much of a note weight to it, but it's got color to it. And I think the sub bass, right, is quite engaging. The mid bass itself, right, it's punchy, impactful. It's got that good oomph to it, okay? That oomph to that mid bass, right? So, and also it's a very clean and clear mid bass, got very fast bass. So to me, I find that the mid bass and the sub bass, the bass department, actually they're pretty good, right? And it doesn't lose out to dynamic drivers. It's just that it doesn't have that tactile feel to it that dynamic drivers do give me. This one doesn't, but it does sound quite dynamic to me, okay? The mids are actually recessed, but I don't hear that the mids are recessed. The instruments do sound forward, do sound clear, doesn't sound veiled to me as compared to other IEMs. I think that is actually a pretty good tuning. Even though it looks like a U shape, it's not exactly a V shape, it's a U shape, it's a very mild U shape. So I find that the instruments like the pianos, the guitars, they have that good clarity, good warmth, yeah, they have some warmth to it, and good presence in the mix itself. It doesn't sound dry, it doesn't sound sterile. So it's a pretty good mids, and the mid bass does not bleed into the mid. So I find that it's pretty good. It's a good tuning actually, you know. So now for vocals. Vocals actually now for male vocals, let's talk about male vocals. Male vocals that lack that authority there. I mean, they do sound a bit warm, but that note weight is a little bit dry. Alright, this IEM actually sounds a bit neutral, and a bit neutral to warm, okay, type of sound tuning which I hear. So male vocals have a little bit of that note weight problem. I don't find that it's engaging that type of heaviness to the male vocals voice. Okay, so it sounds a little bit light to me. Okay, so for male vocals, I wish that was a little bit more tone to their voice and their presence in the mix. Female vocals, they sound okay. The brightness is there, the energy is okay. It's not a very energetic female vocal. It's not a very engaging type of female vocal. It's just nice, it's okay. In fact, it's actually affected by the treble. So talking about treble, I find that the treble is also pretty okay. It's got that metallic zing to it, especially the cymbal strikes and the hi-hats, but the treble is fine. Okay, it's not sharp, it's not sibilant, it's not shouty. I don't hear any of that. Okay, surprisingly, right? Looking at the graph, I thought this is going to hurt my ear, but it doesn't. Okay, it's got a pretty safe tuning, pretty irregular tuning, I would say, because the cymbal strikes, they sound a little bit that metallic sound is a bit unnatural, okay? So that's the kind of treble which this will produce. So overall, I think in terms of the sound performance of this, it's very good. It's just that some parts of it, they just need to improve lah. Okay, I find that it's not a perfect IEM and it's not a perfect planar IEM. Now, this is suitable to play all kinds of songs. I find that it's all suitable to play all kinds of music, all kinds of genre of music. It's not really a bassy type of music. It's not for bass hits. It's also not for treble hits. It's somewhere in between. So I think it's a jack of all trades and master of none kind of tuning. So I think you can actually play all kinds of genre of music on this. They will sound good on this. It's just that it's not going to sound fantastic, all right? Classical listeners, they will not think that, oh, this is a very engaging and very analytical type of listening experience. No. For bass hits, you will not feel that, oh wow, this is really earth-shattering type of sub-bass. No, right? So it's somewhere in between. It's an average type of listening experience. Okay, so yeah, for $80, if you like this type of tuning and this type of listening experience where you can listen to all kinds of music, then yeah, I guess you can get it. But for $80, there are a lot of options out there. Right, so that concludes my overall impression and review of this KZ PR1. If you guys enjoyed watching this video or learned something from this video, do consider to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Right, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, a great sunny day, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.